Tim Hensley here with the Urban Homestead. It is Saturday, December the 21st, and I'm over here in my shipping shed this morning. And I wanted to give a talk or give a little more information on fall planting, and also talk about a package deal of trees that we have called the Nurseryman's Dozen. It's a 15 tree package, and actually I have a fella coming this morning from around Knoxville, Tennessee, to pick up one of these nursery dozens. And so I'm going to pan away now and talk a little bit about this. I'll show you the trees and so forth. And here is this fella's package of trees. We dig these trees bare root and bundle them. And this is a real fine group of 3 to 5 foot trees. We label each tree. Here's Mammoth Black Twig. One of the trees in this package is the Ozark Pippin. We've put a fallow water in this package. And we have a standard list of trees that we work from. And it starts with the yellow transparent and goes on through the Arkansas black. And the way this works is the yellow transparent is also called a June apple, and so it ripens very early in the season. And then we have these arranged so that Carolina Red June's also like a July apple. We're actually running short on those right now, so we would substitute, depending on where you live, maybe an early harvest or a red astrakhan, Williams Pride if I had any. That's a fine apple, very similar to the Red June, but I have that only on a dwarf root right now. Ozark Pippin is a pale yellow apple, ripens in August, when you'd think maybe that nothing's really going to be coming in. Summer Rambo ripens right about the time school is starting back, and it's a good apple butter variety. Benham is a russet apple, sort of a yellowy russet apple, good for eating fresh off the tree. We have Famous, which is a really rich flavored apple, early autumn. Grimes Golden, another multi-purpose variety, pretty good keeper, pretty good for cider, pretty sweet, but also a mix of tart in there. Wolf River is another apple butter variety. The Wine Sap is a good keeper, high flavored, easy to grow. Virginia Beauty is a regional apple that we sell an awful lot of. It's a mild sweet, and if you're prone to liking an apple like Red Delicious, then you'll like the Virginia Beauty 2 or 3 times as much. York Imperial is a very high quality keeping apple, easy to grow, disease resistant. Then we have a number of limber twigs that we can choose from. We have a black limber twig that grows even down in Georgia and stands up to the heat of the South. We have red limber twig, which is just a good general purpose apple. We have a red royal, a Myers royal, the largest in that group. So some really fine apples to choose from. And then Arkansas black is the leathery old survivor. Hard when you first pick it, and it gets a greasy kind of feel in storage, but that's part of what makes it such an excellent keeper. It's not as high flavored as a York, but it's a better keeper, we would say, or it maybe even a better, easier to grow apple. So a fine package. And when we run short on a variety, and I'll pan back, we will substitute. And so in this package, for example, let's see, we ran short on, well, there's a red York, which is a cultivar of the York, substituted for the old original York. And maybe everything else we had pretty much right down the line. So there's a Betsy Deaton that we put in because one of these we had to make a size sub, and the black limber twig we only had a 1-year size. So just a little bit there on this nursery package. It is not too late to plant, and we'll walk over here through the nursery And we're here in our in my healing in bed with some trees, and I wanted to show you. I'll pan away here, and you see here we've got a bunch of trees healed in for the winter, and we'll be pulling orders out of these trees, out of these bundles of trees here. But there are a couple here that I wanted to show you. These trees I packaged the other day to send off to Indiana, I believe it was, and I made the mistake of packaging them this fall because I thought that they were supposed to. Oh, I misread my invoice. I thought that it was these trees are going to be going to Tennessee instead of IN, and so we had them packaged, and I wrote emailed the fella to see if he could use the trees now, but they were going to let us just send them in the spring. So I had these packaged, and you can see here they just had newspaper around them. But in the time that when we had dug the tree, time from digging the tree and unpacking it, it had begun to put out all of this new white root growth. And so this is the benefit of a fall planting. You get all this new root activity, and this will help the tree get established before spring, before spring really. And then once spring does come, if it turns dry in the early spring, then this tree will have a jump on a fall planted tree. So lots of vigorous root growth here. When you put especially in the south, if you plant in the fall, the temperatures are mild, so you'll get this sort of activity. In the north, you can't do that. The trees sit there in that cold soil in the north, and it's not much of a benefit. In fact, it may be harder on the tree to uproot it and put it into a cold, very cold environment. But fall planting in the south here is a great approach, and one thing you can do to help these trees to root even more is to put some bone meal in the hole. Bone meal in the hole with the tree. This will stimulate more rooting. It's almost straight phosphorus, and this gives the roots, feeds the roots, and gives them something to grab hold of. We do this with bulbs, you know, put bone meal under the bulb. So we would encourage you, if you're thinking about a nursery dozen, it's not too late to put these trees in the ground. I'll just walk through the nursery here now. We have a lot of fine trees on hand, mostly in our 3 to 5 foot size. Here's a bed of 3 to 5 footers. We also have some 1-year trees here, lots of good 1-year whips. Here's a nice whip that's grown out this season. He's about a 3-footer. And if you put these whips in the ground now and head them off, you'd think, well, it's mean to put a tree in the ground here with winter coming on, but no, you will actually get this extra root growth that will make your trees grow out better. So it's Tim Hensley with the Urban Homestead. Our website is www.oldvaapples.com.